Oh, hey everybody, it's me back again. I'm actually happier today because, well, I don't have a big headache like I did yesterday. Also, finding out that more and more of my friends are safe from the hurricane, that's always good news to hear. Bob Kitty, I'm glad that it seems like the biggest problem you have to deal with is food spoilage there. I'm glad for that. I'm glad that that was about it. Hearing more and more that people, are coming back, into being in connection with everybody, that's always what I was worried about. Wondering how my friends are doing and what they're doing and whether everything has just gone completely tits up. That being said, about here in Arizona right now, don't have too far to actually go before this thing can get delivered, and we can't deliver it earlier. If you notice, yep, I shaved. We got a shower and stuff in today. Also got myself a burger, which something just fell out of. They said this is a Bavarian, but I don't think it is. I think this is their new bistro burger, which has blue cheese and like caramelized onions with some weird sauce on it. Tastes pretty good. I like it, and it's a pretzel bun on it. Then I've got myself a drink here, Hawaiian punch, and I added a little bit of the cherry flavor, so I am doing good right now. Also took one of my driving energy chocolates earlier today, so if you're wondering why I'm amped up, that's why. They work great. Yeah, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about something that's actually important to me, which is trucking. And probably a lot of people wonder why I even deal with it. Well, after looking at my last check, my average check with this company is about $1,300 a week. Now, there's other things that I have as expenses, and right now the biggest expense I've got is trying to save up for my move to San Antonio for myself, my wife, and her daughter. We want to try and move to San Antonio to get her into a better school and get to a place where we can actually afford to have a house and stuff like that. California doesn't provide that. And if you're wondering why I keep harping on trying to subscribe, and go to Patreon and some of my other videos, including this one now, we're trying to build up for that. And I'd love to actually have a studio where I could actually hire other people that are in the community to do videos for us, to be able to provide content like what I'm doing now, or to actually be behind the scenes stuff, editors, people that make art work for us. I mean, if you look at our Patreon page, one of the gift items on there is an actual shirt that was drawn by another member of the community called named Sticker Links, and she drew the entire shirt. It's called Tentacle Difficulties, which was the name of one of our podcasts that then became the name of our company, which is Tentacle Difficulties Media. And it shows the name of our podcast on the back, which is the Northern Lights Podcast. All of that is basically me being able to provide that stuff because I have a pretty good paying job, and I'm able to do this and actually put stuff out on a regular basis. I'm hoping that more people will start to like and subscribe to my stuff, because I don't know what you guys want. I put up random things, and some things seem to hit and others don't, and I for the life of me, can't figure out why. But I will say this: some of you seem to have, always complain about how much your job pays. I'm just going to say it and put it out there. Trucking might be a good way for you. I'm not going to say that this is all piece of cake. It's 95% boredom followed by 5% of sheer terror sometimes. But after that first company that you're with, usually, it pays well. I'm making more now, I've averaged it out, than the second year I was a defense contractor. And defense contractors in the DC area make quite a bit. So that's not bad. And all we're doing is just driving around and delivering stuff. And there's an actual shortage right now of drivers, especially since a lot of the older drivers are starting to retire. They want to get out of the game because, well, there's new laws being put in, and it takes a toll on a person. But if you can get into it while you're young, while you can do this stuff, why not? I will warn you, there are a lot of bad companies that are out there. But if you do some research and actually talk to some people that are in the industry, they'll help you out. Keep in mind, make sure that it's furries in the industry, because they'll at least give you the scoop on what's going on. If you talk to just random people in the trucking world, they'll tell you anything. For all of you that do any drugs recreationally, I will warn you, a lot of these companies do hair follicle testing. No, it's not government mandated, but a lot of them are self-insured, so it means they can do that, and it goes back a year. So if any of you did any illegal drugs, it's going to show up. So keep that in mind. And if you haven't done any, that's good. Start checking your health. Anyone with insulin-controlled diabetes or high blood pressure usually are the ones that can't get in, mainly because we don't want somebody either having a heart attack or passing out while driving down the road. I mean, this is an 80,000-pound beast, and if it hits something, it's going to destroy it. So we don't want that. But if your health is pretty good, they do a physical. They do a DOT physical. You get trained up. You learn how to do a CD. You learn how to get your CDL, and you come on out here. And if you pay attention to what's on the road, and just try to get from point A to point B on time, you should be able to do this fine. I've done this for about 3 years. My co-driver's done it for at least 6 months, and we have a very good on-time percentage. We get paid very well for what we do, and it allows me to be able to provide for my family, and for him, allows for him to save up quite a bit of money to spend on very expensive stuff that he buys, tablets, stuff like that. So what I'm going to say to you is, why not? If it's going to work for you, if it's something that's might be worth it, try it. And some of you, if you're worried about leaving your significant other behind, some of these companies, after you get out of the training, they might allow, especially if you go solo, they might allow you to have a rider with you. You might have to pay X amount for the insurance for them, but you still can have them with you. I'm talking to a certain couple that's in Florida, one of them who is right now he's a tow truck driver. You can take Sela with you, and that would be after your first bit of training. Once you get that done, bring her on the truck, see what she thinks about the idea. I know my wife, she came with me for a couple weeks at a time out on the truck. She wouldn't go more than 2 weeks. She hated that, and I knew that, because she was like about wanting to kill me at the end of 2 weeks in the truck with me. Not that it's bad on the truck. Nerves get frayed, and after not having all of your creature comforts that you're used to, you tend to get on edge. So keep that in mind. But this could be a good life, and if you and your partner decide to learn to drive, well, then you've got a team, and you could really make some money. I mean, this truck here, I'm assuming we're gonna make by the end of the year well over six figures between the two of us. That's not a bad chunk of change, and if it's going to just 2 people, yeah, you've got a pretty good life going. Anyway, this is Raven. I got to get to eating my lunch here while I'm on my 30, and I will see you guys later. Good to know that all of you guys are safe. Talk to you later.